This morning I've woken up after a great night's sleep actually, but the cold has come back into my face and I've injured this muscle at the top of my calf. It's normally fine for cycling, but when I stand up on the pedals is when it twinges, and in traffic in Hyderabad I used it too much, so it's painful this morning. I've got a massive headache. My nose is streaming and it's just low point. Wish I was there like in 2 days, not in another 10 days. It's not resting, is it? I'll rest by only doing 100 kilometers. Got the whole highway to myself. What's going on? It's the middle of the day, I think it's time for lunch. Looking for a dabba somewhere. The cold's still there, just chatting along. Have a big rest this afternoon. I found a campsite so remote. Yes, that's India without a crowd of people. It's amazing. It's very nice, very relaxing. So it's time to eat peanut butter and jam in my pants. God, I've spread out quite a lot. As the sun has been setting, I've just finished Swami and Friends by R.K. Narayan. This was recommended to me by an Indian friend I met in Goa. By the looks of it, it's a common children's book that's read by a lot of Indians. It's been funny to read it just in truck stops. Today someone in a truck stop recognised it and started chatting to me. It's about a bunch of kids in an Indian village growing up. It's really interesting to read and see what it's really like for some children in these villages, because I cycle past every morning, everyone in uniform queuing up, and every night all the kids coming back and playing in the streets and the fields and the ditches. It's a totally different life to growing up in a new comprehensive school in the UK. Also another one of the many reasons to be guilty to be British, the fact that the thumbs of Indian weavers were cut off to increase the sale of imported Liverpool cloth, and Swami, the main character, goes on a protest and burns his cap because he thinks it's made of Liverpool wool or something. Next I'm on to the Bhagavad Gita, trying to get a small taste of some of the religious aspects, spiritual aspects of India while I'm here. works. Quite common around here. Smell like coal in the morning. Out in the forest today. Got a nice little sideline thanks to staying in Nagpur for the night. Google has taken me this back route. Just hope there's some place to stop for lunch soon. Evening, so I'm recovering from my cold. Again, return of the cold, but it's not too bad today. I've climbed out from Nagur up to the mountains, well, the hills, about 400 meters. I'm now at 600 meters, and the weather's really nice and cool and calm. Feeling better, and I should be in the Taj Mahal in about 5 days, and Delhi in about a week. So a little bit behind, but only a couple of days behind track. I had a strange experience today when I stopped for lunch. I've been stopping at these sort of poorer truck stops, which have actually been incredible, really great places to be, great people as well. And this guy, older guy, as part of a big group, beckoned to join me and said, "Come, come." Didn't really like his attitude, so I was like, no. Came and sat on my own, got some dal fry tucked in, it's all very nice. The youngest guy from that group came over to me, spoke to me very nicely, like everyone here who approaches me tends to do, or most people. And yeah, we had a chat for about 5 minutes. Before he left, his parting advice was, be careful in India because people are making fun of you, which I thought was really interesting. While my overall experience with Indian people has been positive, there's definitely a lot of people that don't understand the trip and just think I'm absolutely crazy, and as a result they treat me with zero respect, which I don't expect a lot. I'm a guest in someone else's country, but yeah, I don't want to be clicked at like a dog or made fun of behind my back, and it's very obvious when it's happening. It reminded me as well of a couple of things which people I've met, tourists I've met along the way, have said to me, stories to me, which I think would make India a more popular place for foreigners to visit. Again, it's up to anyone's country to decide what people they let in, and tourists should be guests in other people's countries. But I feel like there's a pervasive attitude in certain parts of India, particularly around tourist hotspots, that tourists are stupid and have a lot of money, and so the result is we should exploit them to get that money. And that's why I've spent 4 months in India so far. I've enjoyed myself so much that I'm so behind schedule. I'm racing for the border now. Like, I can't say I haven't had the most amazing time of my life. But when I got here, I went straight for all the tourist sites. And as soon as I went to the first few tourist sites, I just decided never again. I'm going for a selfie at the Taj Mahal, but I'm not staying. I've had such bad experiences. The only good experiences, or all of the good experiences, have happened outside, just living life in India. The two stories that I want to mention is one, a couple, first time in India. They arrived, they were tired from the airport. They made the mistake, which I would have done unless I'd been told, of exiting the airport without booking a taxi or arranging anything. And in India you can't get back into the airport if you've left. So they were stuck outside, and everyone outside are these not legal or unlicensed, maybe unlicensed, I don't know, cab operators that their only existence, as far as I can tell, is charging 10 times the fare for for tourists who fall into this trap. And so they paid whatever it is, 5,000 rupees to take this taxi, and then halfway home the taxi driver says, "Oh, your hotel doesn't open until midday. I will take you to this place." And they get taken into a tourist information, or fake tourist information, or a private tour group place. And the woman was telling me that they were just so disorientated that that was the only reason they didn't leave with having given away all their money. They were told that there was no way to travel India without a tour guide, and that they needed to book everything here now, get a private driver to drive them all around. They'd already planned their flights, booked internal flights, and kind of worked out hostels and, you know, self-planned stuff, which is entirely possible in India. It's the best way to see it in my experience. And luckily they managed to force their way out of the building with their money, most of their money still, and get a rickshaw to their hotel without being forced to pay a driver for the rest of their trip. And the second story was a young woman, again first time in India, who was walking to her hotel. She's amazing. She managed to get from the airport to the centre of Mumbai, or centre of Delhi, by the metro by herself, first time in India, and then following Google Maps for a 5-minute walk to the hotel. She tried to cross underneath the metro underpass, public underpass, was stopped by a security guard who told her that you needed a pass to go to cross this public underpass. And she told me that he got visibly angry and was shouting at her to say that these bloody tourists, they come every day, and they just don't understand. And it's really upsetting your first day to arrive in India to be shouted at by someone. It's clear there's no respect there. And again pointed to a fake travel agent, or not fake, but you know, a travel agent that the guy knows, who tried to sell her the entire all of the travel for her trip, which she was going to book herself. It's amazing. These people that I've spoken to have really enjoyed their time in India, but I've definitely had people that meet these kind of scenarios and just decide that they never want to come back to such a beautiful country again. But that's why it's terrible to be a tourist in India. So my advice if you're a tourist is get out, away from any tourist sites. If you have to take a few selfies, go with a guide or a friend, and or guide you know beforehand. And Indians, please just be nice to tourists, and if you see someone getting hassled, like, help them out.